Welcome back to the Purple Podcast. I'm your host, Austin Eisert, and I would like to welcome you all back again. Now on to episode 16. Tonight with me, I am once again joined by some guests here, some special guests, some very special guests. Thank you all for coming on. We're going to start with my right, and this time there is someone to my right. Go ahead.
Will Leiter.
Roll call.
I wasn't prepared for that, but episode Sweet 16.
Sweet 16, how about that?
Yep.
Nice.
Defending bracket champion, looking strong again. Another year.
Just another year,
Just
man.
another year.
And the man to his left, or my left, Connor Gerhart.
What's up, man?
Not much. How y'all doing today?
Good.
It's Tuesday.
Yep.
Moving on to hump day tomorrow. Games start up on Thursday. I guess before the games get going, though, we watched a movie last night, didn't we, guys? We went to the movies.
We did.
We went to the best theater in town.
The best theater in town. What theater is that, Connor?
That's Baxter Avenue.
And why
Supporting
is that?
local.
Yep.
Supporting local?
A little trip to the past.
Yeah.
Probably hasn't been updated since the, what do you think, the 80s or the 90s?
Hey, they had you know what? I was surprised they had recliners in there.
Yeah. Well, they definitely.
I think they
redid that.
recently did it.
Yeah. But the lobby, when you walk in, it just feels good. Feels like a nice 70s, 80s vibe in there.
They got like 3 people working there total.
I feel like
it was
a
awesome.
Stranger Things kid when I walk in with like the
Yeah.
neon lights and.
No, it's honestly, it's a better experience.
Yeah.
I think so.
I can agree with that. Village 8, when's the last time y'all went there? Because that's the one that really doesn't get touched and has been closing for about 3 years now. But
Probably the last time my grandma went to a movie is when I went to Village 8. Because she loves that place.
if you hear some chewing, that is my dog Walker.
Yeah.
He's out here with us tonight. He's saying hello, doing his introduction. I don't know if you can.
He's over there.
Well, I don't think it picks up that far. I guess we'll see. We're testing it. But anyways, I think the last time I was at Village 8 was watching The Conjuring 2.
I was gonna say Hunter sometimes finds a way to drag us down there, but no, it's been a while for me since I went there.
Yeah.
And that was a good horror movie. And then this one, I think you all liked it more than me. That's not to say that I did not enjoy it or think it was a good film. But I think y'all had some fun with it. And that movie was
fun.
X. I guess we should just say that.
Yeah.
It was called X.
Yeah.
The letter X is the, I guess that's the name of it. So
Yeah. It's just
an
X.
A24 studio horror slasher from the director, what was it? T. West.
T West.
T.I. West.
Yep.
But it's an odd one there. So let's just do a little summary. A group of actors sets out to make an adult film in rural Texas
Very
under
cool
the
film.
noses of their reclusive hosts. But when the elderly couple catches their young guests in the act, the cast finds themselves in a desperate fight for their lives. So I guess it had that classic kind of slasher vibe where all the deaths were just kind of insane, and it's not necessarily a scary movie, more so just like, but there's bits of it.
It's a slasher film, so
Yeah.
it's not. There's no demons or anything like that. It's gory and it's just good old fashioned. Just.
Walker's now drinking water.
This is an ASMR podcast now.
Yeah. Just take a second to listen to
He's
that.
going to town.
Oi!
Oh,
Man, drips it all over the place.
hey, what?
Well, I guess we should clinky,
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
he was
Right,
just
right.
reminding
got
us.
the clinky.
He was just reminding us.
He was
So,
trying to join.
welcome back on. I didn't know if y'all would make it, but you did, and here we are. Clinkies.
Clink.
We're here, clinky.
So, yeah, it was a good one. Fun time. Baxter Avenue, first time I've been there.
What'd you think?
Are you serious?
I mean, it was fine. They could use a little more elevation because you can see a
Yeah.
bit of the back of the chair.
Yeah.
It was alright.
If you're
though.
leaned
It's
back
a pretty
too far.
small little
Well, I feel
theater.
like we've established. So when we went to go see the Batman, we went to where did we go? The mall, Cinemark.
Yeah.
So I think we've established like I hate to say like artier, like lower films, lower budget films. We
The
go see
vibe
those.
movies.
The
Yeah,
vibe
we're-
movies. We go see those at
We saw-
Baxter.
we saw Licorice Pizza.
We're
That's what I
pretty.
mean. That's what I meant. Yeah.
The
pretty-
vibe movies,
But then the
ones
superhero, like big blockbuster movies, you go see those.
if you're gonna go see Transformers, go to the mall.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go see, Spider-Man, go to the mall.
Yeah.
If you're there to watch the movie
Yeah.
and you don't want to be disturbed by anyone, because
Yeah.
there's no one else in there.
No.
We had a little.
Go to
There was a
Baxter
little
Alley.
disturbance last night.
What was up with that? We didn't talk
Yeah,
about that
there
when we
was-
left. Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
I
these
hate that.
people
Dude,
were just-
don't talk in the movie.
They just kept talking. Like they
Yeah.
just started up out of nowhere and then kept going for a bit.
Don't talk. in
I'm
the
not
movie.
sure
Did y'all
what.
hear what was going on over there? I don't
No,
know.
just talking.
I didn't know. I feel like they were getting freaky or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They were being weird. But also, Lighter had us 20 minutes late to the movie. Me and
I did. I apologize for that. Little bit of traffic's fault, and I anticipated. You normally anticipate 15, 20 minutes of previews. Connor got there on time. Texted me like 8 minutes after the show time. It was like, it's starting.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
But then I kept y'all updated on everything that was happening.
He did. You sent some
there was
detail.
and I don't think we missed that much because like the
No.
beginning of a slasher, anyways, is all just like, this is the character.
Yeah.
This is their
Here's
little.
some
This is their little
characters.
backstory. This is why you should care about them
Yeah.
at all.
And without
and
spoiling
then-
too much of the movie, too. Sorry to interrupt you. but-
Honestly,
good.
no. The first part of the movie, it does kind of spoil the end because you kind of see where all the bodies end up, and you're kind of like, okay, we're in this part of
So it's possible.
Yeah.
of the setting.
you're saying.
So like, this guy might die right here,
Yeah.
or like you kind of can. It foreshadows how people and where people are gonna die, but
Yeah, but as we were talking about before the podcast started, it's a movie set in 1979 in Texas, and it's a slasher film. And I listened to an interview with the director today, and he was talking about how he knows that he was going to be compared to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so he sort of leaned into those.
Is that
tropes.
just purely because it's a slasher in Texas, though?
kind of? He's just saying like the
and
setting.
it's
the
a group of
time
young
period,
kids getting hunted down.
all of that. And he's like, I knew that it was. So he said he leaned into it. So Connor's texting me. He's like, the sheriff's showing up, and they're getting dirty looks.
It was
looks
over
from
the top.
Yeah.
It was over the top.
Yeah.
Like, sheriff, you better come see this.
Yeah, yeah.
And this
So I feel like I've seen that. I
That's
feel
just
like,
slasher, for
I know.
sure.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. It's like we've seen those scenes.
And even at
before,
the end,
you know?
the sheriff was acting the same way.
Yeah.
He
Oh
was-
yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen those scenes before in other movies. You know?
Yeah, but it's one that it's gonna make you feel a little uncomfortable. That's for sure.
It's an A24. It's an A24 movie. They're gonna have something
different.
funky about
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, it's deliberate.
And
He
it was
achieves
funky.
what he was going for, no doubt. Some very strange stuff that
Dude,
it's gonna make you feel a little weird.
one other thing we didn't talk about was Kid Cudi's dog.
We did talk about it actually.
Austin and I talked about it probably the whole car ride home.
Yeah, as we anticipated.
There's no way that was.
Was it a
No.
fake? Yeah, that's how.
Of course, it was fake, dude.
We actually had that exact conversation in the
Oh
Skyline
my
drive-through after the movie.
I was dying laughing
like,
at that part.
Wee Man,
Austin said something about.
kickstand.
He's like, so they show him walking like naked, like you see his bare
You
buns.
see Kid Cudi's butt.
Yeah,
It's a man butt in this one, too.
Austin was like, I was just waiting for them to just show like his wiener just hanging down, like,
Like under his butt cheeks.
and
And
then 10 seconds later, yeah, they
It
just
I was
shows-
wondering.
shot
I was wondering if they were gonna show it, and Kid Cudi, he can't.
No.
He can't.
it was more a shadow, just
No, it
to
wasn't.
clarify.
Yeah, we didn't. Well, we don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, that
Maybe you do
it's
see his.
it's a big scene, boys. That and then I guess Jenny Ortega. Some people will probably recognize her from You.
Oh right. Holy crap! Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the sister. Right?
Jenna Ortega. Yeah,
Yeah.
the little sister in the second season of
Haven't
You.
seen it.
I knew I recognized her. I
Get
just couldn't
on it,
remember
baby.
From where?
Yep. So that's a fun one. Go see it in theaters. Support your local theaters. Go to Baxter or. I don't even think they'll be showing it at Village 8. Maybe they would. Maybe they wouldn't.
Village
I feel
8
like they
might
normally
be
just
big.
play. I feel like they just play old movies at
Well,
this point.
it's second showing, so
They're
I-
probably
you know.
still showing Spider-Man at Village 8. So.
Yes, yeah,
Well, I
that's
haven't
what
seen
it's
it
doing.
yet. Would you all like to go soon?
Spider-Man.
I haven't seen it, man. I've been so
Are you
shit.
serious?
Yeah.
We saw that too.
You saw it with Hunter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
you
didn't
didn't
see it
go
with
see it. Yeah, I go to all the movies.
Yeah.
I'm a cinephile.
Well, in the spirit of movies, with the Oscars coming up this Sunday, is that correct?
Yeah, Sunday.
We may get an episode Monday. We'll try. Would you all be down?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We'll try to get one down. But so got to watch a few of them. we're not necessarily film critics, but we are film fans, I would say.
We're for the people.
We're pretty cool, aren't
You
we?
go to Rotten Tomatoes, you got
We're foodies.
The critics score and the audience score.
We go to
reflect the audience score, you know.
We like
Sometimes
we
they're out
like
of
dirty
touch.
bowling alleys too. We haven't been
do.
yet. We need to roll some rocks soon.
You know.
We got a lot of things to do.
I haven't gone
Also
bowling
coming
in
up
a long time.
on Thursday, the topic of the hour, March Madness continues, and if you can tell, I am not as spirited at this point. Michael is not here as well. We should address that. Under no reason beyond, I think he's just a little busy with school work and all kinds of things, so wasn't able to make it out. But I'm sure if he were on here, he would also be a little saddened by the events of the tournament.
The Peacocks.
The Peacocks, we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to rip the Band-Aid off. We're going to address the elephant in the room. The Kentucky Wildcats lose to the 15 seed St. Peter's Peacocks. Tough.
Yeah.
I don't really know how we even address it.
I blame this podcast for my bracket because I would never have put UK in the finals if it weren't like I was just scared that I was going to get roasted
That's
on
what
the
I
podcast.
said I could have seen you out of spite having the Peacocks win just to be funny, like just out of spite. Just 'cause you
in
hate
every
Kentucky.
other bracket, I have them. The furthest I have them going in any of my other brackets is the Final Four.
Huh.
And the rest of them, I think I have Purdue or maybe even UCLA or Baylor beating them. But
Not the Peacocks. You know who did,
definitely did not have the Peacocks.
though? You know who did?
Who?
The coin flip bracket,
I was
baby.
about to bring that up right now.
yeah.
The coin flip bracket
Yeah.
did have the
Yeah.
Peacocks
Oh,
winning.
man.
While we're on that, I guess, topic of our actual scores at the moment, not a surprise. I am in second to last. The last is the coin flip. Did get the Peacocks, but after that, we have Michael in third, Connor in second, and Leiter in first. He's defending his title strong at this point.
Defending the title,
Whatever
man.
bracket that was in, whatever group of people did that, I was not in that one. But it goes 31 for Leiter, 30 for Connor, 29 for Michael. I'm at a 25.
I was gonna say neck and neck, but not for you.
Not for me, not quite. And you know the coin flip is at 22, so they're right on my tail.
Oh,
Man,
no,
that was a
Austin.
horrible pun. If I was making a head tails joke.
Whoa, whoa.
All right. So yeah, terrible game. We went to Rumors for it. Let's support local again.
Yeah.
If we wanna get that out there, go
Shout
to
out.
Rumors, Shelbyville Road,
Yeah.
over in Middletown. Get
Great
you some
wings.
wings. Get
Best
some
wings in Louisville.
get some
I'm
first class
convinced.
service
I'm
too.
convinced.
They might be a little rough around the edges. The waitresses there. But they sure do get you your food quick, and they sure do get you your drinks quick.
Yeah,
That's
they do.
right.
They keep
So
you drinking,
it was on
for
St.
sure.
Patty's Day, so we had some green beer
Green
as
beer,
well.
yeah.
But it was not the lucky day for the Cats on that one. The only person who showed up to play was Oscar Sheway. He played 42 minutes, which is outrageous.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of minutes.
Outrageous.
Even in an overtime game, that
Especially
is
for his style of play,
outrageous.
because he's just like a grinder.
His
Like,
motor is.
That's
infinite.
why, man, dude. He he cannot stop. He could play
does.
D end
Yeah.
and just be like a
he'd be-
world
he'd be
class.
good, yeah.
He
Good
might.
boy.
And he's not even. I guess 6'9" is as tall as you could get
That's
for
what
a
I
D
was.
end,
That's
dude.
what I was. Gonna
That's
say.
as tall as you
He
can-
might
I
be a
mean,
little too big, but
JJ Watt 6'6". I can't think of
it's the
anyone
motor, though,
taller.
man. Need
That's
the
what I
motor.
mean.
Motor.
Yeah, he went 30 points on 11 of 16, high efficiency shooting the ball,
Yeah.
16 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 for 12 from free throw. Not terrible, especially from a big man. 2 steals, 2 blocks. Stuffed the stat sheet, which no one else on our team
Yeah, let's
even
not talk about the rest of the team. Rest
didn't
of the
even
team
contribute.
Show up, yeah.
We can talk about what we think the team will look like next year. You think Oscar comes back?
I saw a tweet saying that Oscar's trending in the right direction. Shaden Sharp is trending in the leaving direction. But I mean,
Wow, who would have saw that coming?
well, so Calipari did his final radio show yesterday, and up until this point, he's been adamant that Shaden Sharp is coming back no matter what. We've agreed to it, and last night he said he's gonna feel it out and see what happens. So
I'm going to say he's probably gone. We're never going to see him in a Wildcats uniform, which is a shame because this team had a chance. I know we're going to butt heads here, but there is no way you can convince me you didn't at least try to throw his ass out on the court at some point in the season.
I think it all just happened so fast. I think it all happened so fast.
You're
He
just
committed in
protecting
September.
yourself right now.
He showed up.
You're
in
lying to yourself.
Mid-December, started practicing as what should be a high school senior. Then they find out that he's eligible.
What about
for
Devin
the
Askew?
draft.
He played. You guys didn't care that he was young.
Yeah, he stinks, dude.
He sucked.
Good thing Texas lost, man. I couldn't have barely.
This is like the
seen him
one
win.
time that I will look at NBA drafts or NBA mock drafts with like real intentions. You know what I mean? Like normally I
Yeah.
look at them for fun. I'm just at work and I'm just bored and I'm scrolling through, whatever. But this year it's like if Shaden Sharp's in the top 10, like you cannot blame the guy for going to the draft. You know what I mean? But if
Oh,
he
he's
starts to
gotta be a
slide a little
lottery
back
pick.
just because like
I
who
mean,
knows
can
what
you
the draft
imagine not
process is.
playing a game? How long has it been since he played a game?
Summer and it's probably some AAU.
It'll be like at least a year since he played a game.
Competitive,
And he
care
is
about
going
game.
to be a lottery pick.
Yeah, he's ranked,
And he barely played in high school.
he's ranked the number 1 shooting guard in the class, and he hasn't played a minute
He's-
of college
He's a
basketball.
total enigma. Like nobody knows what he's
I
going to
don't
be.
know
He's a
why,
mystery.
but NBA mock drafts are like way less of a science. Like for NFL, we like
He's an
really
enigma.
analyze it, but like the NBA mock drafts have him at like 7. And if you're at 7, like you
The
can't,
7th pick overall, or
Yeah.
the 7th shooting guard.
no,
That's
it's
what
the 7th pick overall
Yeah, that's what I
NBA
mean, dude.
draft.
He's-
7th or 8th.
he's
is what I'm
gone,
seeing.
and to think that he
Like,
couldn't have helped
you
his
can't
team.
expect to do better. Like what are you gonna do better for yourself?
No,
this year? Like,
you can't. You're honestly, it's not worth.
No.
The difference between, I'm not sure what the monetary value will be, but
oh god, yeah.
but I can't see you helping your stock much by coming back.
I'm gonna stick
Especially
by
in
what I
basketball because age is so important. Like
Yeah.
football, you can go back
I
because
honestly think it'll be a good thing if he leaves, he's probably not that good at basketball. Because if he's really as good as they say, he could be a top 3-4 pick.
man, but that's just so much basketball and so much time you have to play that you risk an injury for something that you can only improve your
It
draft
was
stock by like
starting
6
slow,
picks.
man. Like I mean, you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen.
You never know what
So,
can happen.
so the point being, if someone told you that like you're probably going to be the number 7 overall pick, like you're gonna go.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
It'd
I
be
guess-
dumb for
yeah,
him to
I
not
guess
go.
the-
I'll be
Yeah.
very upset because that means he used Kentucky.
He didn't use Kentucky.
That means he would have used Kentucky.
Why?
If he
How?
came here and didn't play a single game, used our training staff to get bigger, used our platform. I mean, I guess he didn't need the platform, but he also, fun fact, over Oscar and Ty,
So-
all of them had the most NIL money out of any Kentucky player this season.
So should he have gone to college, or are you saying he should have just gone to the G League?
No, I'm saying it all happened so fast. Like he wasn't supposed to be like.
Well, what I'm
Eligible.
saying is like, how did he use Kentucky then?
I
Like,
wouldn't
what
say-
should
I-
he
I'm saying
have
he
done?
used Kentucky. He came here, got our NIL money, used our training staff.
He practiced with our
team.
players though, man, and he made us better.
Like he got a
so-
little better. He got. Yeah.
You can't say that. You can't. He chose our school, man. He's just doing what's best for him at this point. That's why he should have played.
I don't fault him as a person.
Yeah, he should have played. But the Cats really just a horrendous game.
Yeah. That was my
For-
point too. Is he wasn't going to save us? Like everybody played bad. I don't think
He could have. He could have helped. He wouldn't have hurt it. I don't think.
I really
Um,
did want to see Murray State versus Kentucky. That
I
would've
did
been
yeah.
pretty
But
fun.
we
I
got
think
this-
you guys would have blown him out.
Maybe, man. The Peacocks did it to him too. So, go Peacocks. Keep winning. All hats off to them. We're saying how
do
bad
love
Kentucky
Purdue,
played, but
though.
good for them, man. They won the game.
I'm rooting against St. Pete's. I'm sorry.
I'm really not.
I am.
I don't.
I do love Doug Eddard though. He's.
I don't care if they win. I don't care if they lose. Let's put it that way. But
Yeah.
we shot like 62% from the free throw line. Even worse, like probably about like 20% from 3. So perfect storm. Our starting point guard had 6 turnovers. There's not much you can do.
excuses, but there's
what I mean. We lost the game.
there's a Twitter account that does like quality shots and like predicts the score based on the quality shots and like based on those metrics, whatever metrics they use, like Kentucky should have blown out St. Pete's. But I mean that's March.
They played
that's
a great
March.
game.
Like you take a bad
That's
shot,
March.
but if it goes in, that's 2-3 points. If you got to hit your shots and.
Hey, we told you it was going to be chaotic.
And
we
they
told
looked-
you it's March, and maybe I should have bit my tongue and said, no, it's chalk all the way through. My bracket would sure look a lot better because, man, I stunk it up in the first round. It took me a while to even get my first win.
How about
You did.
so
You
the
took your
one
while.
when we were starting to go down the list, we were like, all right, does anyone have Georgia State over Gonzaga? Georgia State played them until about like 5 minutes left.
They played them real well and then got thraxed. But that's why I don't love Gonzaga. They've played 2 tough games, man. That one, the 16 seed, maybe they got their scare out of the way with Memphis and that one, but
March is all about the guards, man.
Probably
and Gonzaga and Duke, you worry about, they play through their big men. So
they play for their big men. But they also
have you watched Gonzaga this
they,
March yet?
they also have Nembhard, who is really good.
right,
That's who I was gonna
But
say.
I just mean like their 2
He's
best
the reason
players.
they beat Memphis.
Right, guards are stepping up.
Nembhard,
is-
well, they need Nembhard. Chet, honestly,
really
I don't
good.
love Chet. He's going to get you blocks. But
Come on, man.
This is a hot take.
That's the next
I'm-
Kevin Durant, dude.
I'm
No, it's
sorry
not.
in advance.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I'm
no
saying what
shot.
the nerds are saying. The
I'm cheering for
analytic
Gonzaga.
nerds.
really,
I want Gonzaga to win it all.
they're man, there's a lot of teams I'm cheering against in this bracket at this point.
Like honestly,
Duke.
teams
Duke
I
is
would
who's
like to see
cheering
win.
against.
There's like Gonzaga's on there, Arizona, Villanova, and that's like it.
I like
And
that.
Texas Tech. I do like Texas Tech
I
too,
think
but
that-
they can't both win. So like
I
I'm
feel-
trying to pick one from each. And Purdue.
We're getting
Yeah,
a little ahead of ourselves here, yeah. But is it wrong to say like I like Purdue because like they're in Indiana? Like
I mean,
I guess they're not really
No.
a
Jaden
rival.
Ivey. How can you root against Jaden
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're
Ivey?
not
That
really a
guy is
rival of
awesome.
Kentucky's. It just feels weird saying I want a team in the state of Indiana to be good because I don't like, I don't
It's
like
different.
Indiana. It's very different, but like their players, like I like their players.
you can like Edie.
Yeah,
Right.
Edie.
I like Edie.
Ivy's good too.
Dude, Jaden Ivey's.
Jaden
How
Ivey's
can
so
you
good,
not
man.
like
I love
him?
seeing
He
his
is
mom on the
such-
camera too. Like, oh man, what a
I-
family! Like they just
He's somebody you
Can't
can
tell
just
it fit
watch him
anything.
play, and it's gonna be fun to watch it. Like
Yeah.
even if he's messing up, he does these crazy athletic things where he will get up the court in like 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And you're just like wondering how any human could do that.
What's their other
awesome.
center's name? He's really good. I like him. I like the way he plays.
Trevion Williams.
Trayvon Williams,
yeah,
yeah,
Williams,
he's really good. So I mean that Purdue team's not dislikable. I don't hate UNC, to be honest. They play fun basketball.
I hate him.
Maybe the best game of the tournament so far. Is that fair to say? Maybe besides maybe the Rutgers like playing game against Notre Dame.
That was fun.
There's been a decent amount of overtime games, but
there has.
that Baylor UNC game was crazy. 20, almost a 25-point comeback, was it?
It was a 25-point comeback. They went to overtime.
Yeah, they went to overtime. Those refs, I think that's something we need to touch on too. The refs of just this tournament, I feel like have just been horrendous.
I thought I saw something where it was like 13 out of 14 calls, like of the last 14 calls, 13 of them were on UNC. Like,
Yeah.
It was
So they were trying to get
terribly
Baylor
called.
back in that game.
They did.
They did.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about the people talking about the ball? The new ball. It's supposed to be slick or something, and they're saying that's why nobody can shoot. I
mean,
hate
there's
that
been some
excuse to
highs.
complain about the ball, but also why would you change up the ball to have a new ball that no one's played with just given to you in the tournament? Do y'all like that excuse? I feel like this happens every year in the tournaments. People complain about the ball in the arenas.
I didn't
you
realize
play
that
in,
people
and-
weren't shooting well.
I didn't either. They've been high-scoring games from what I can
I think
tell.
it's mainly teams who have lost are complaining about the ball.
Pussies.
Yeah.
I've heard about it.
Move on.
Doug Eddert seems to be able to make
Yeah,
it.
Doug
He
Eder
does.
likes the ball.
I don't think he's
I
complaining.
don't like
about
that.
the ball.
Yeah, everyone plays with the same
That's like
ball.
Team USA when they complain about the FIBA ball.
rules. Yeah.
I hear
It's
you.
like just play basketball.
Yeah.
I guess let's go through our brackets, what we have left. And then
Okay.
I'll just touch up on West.
Any other big upsets?
I like that Arizona team. Big upsets.
first two rounds over
Wisconsin
here?
lost to, that wasn't an upset really, Iowa State.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a 3-11. That's a big upset.
I had them going pretty far. So
Vermont came close against Arkansas. Didn't seal the deal.
That was one of my upsets.
Yeah. Arkansas moved
Tennessee?
on. They've won. Tennessee.
Man, SEC looks rough.
SEC looks very bad.
Looks
Michigan,
real
Michigan.
bad.
Look at them go. I could root for that team.
I like
just
Juwan Howard.
Juwan Holyfield.
yeah. But I mean, the team that no one thought would be in or deserved to be in is now going to the Sweet 16. So you know what? Have some fun. Run at it. Houston looks really good. I'm really looking forward to that Houston-Arizona matchup. You don't like Houston?
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
what's
no.
up?
No, it's all right.
Oh, well, we're
yeah,
going to go through.
Illinois got boned. It's actually bullshit. If you look at it, a top 10 Ken Pom team has been playing Illinois.
Just keep going. I'll edit it out. Just keep going. We just got the end of the clip or the outro music. I'll just edit it out.
That was like the
Just do
Oscars.
another-
That was like the Oscars. They
Get
start
off the
playing
screen. Move on.
Shut up.
Maybe
Do a
we'll just leave it on for the fun
Ah, yeah,
games. of it. We'll just leave it on. All right.
Get off the stage.
Anyway, 2 straight disappointing.
2 straight years playing a top 10 Ken Pom team in the second round for Illinois.
Oh, really? Ken
Yep.
Pom?
Loyola was a top 10 Ken Pom team last year. And
man.
Houston is a top 10 Ken Pom team this year. Second round exit for Illinois once again. But I will say I do have faith in Brad Underwood and the program that he's building.
Yeah.
Because he took, in 5 years, he took a gutter Big Ten team.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
get that's true.
Bottom of the of the conference to, competitive. We were a 1 seed last year.
Right.
We won the Big
Right.
Ten. We won regular season Big Ten this year. Oh well, I guess we shared the regular season title
That counts.
with Wisconsin. Hey, we made it just as far as Wisconsin, but no, I believe in our program.
I would too.
It does suck
if
to
I
lose
was an Illinois
Kofi.
fan.
It does. That's
So we're all just choosing teams at this point, as you can probably tell now. Let's start with the West. I had this one. I had Gonzaga, Arkansas, Texas Tech, and Duke. Chalk. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice. Okay.
Gonzaga gets a horrible looking Arkansas team right now. Almost gets beat by Vermont. Almost gets beat by a 12 New Mexico State in the second round. But hey, they won the games. They're still alive. They have a chance. They're playing ball against Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga dust
Yeah,
Arkansas.
I think they're gonna dog.
Yeah.
him. I think they're gonna dog.
man,
him.
I think
I just think matchup wise, it's gonna be really hard for Arkansas to do.
I picked Arkansas on my bracket, but
Oh really?
Is Arkansas's coach my favorite left? He might be, except Texas Tech, but
Jay Wright?
yeah.
If Jay Wright was my favorite coach from the start of
Musselman
this,
is a beast.
Mike has the Zags in Arkansas as well. Let's give him some love. He had New Mexico State. Mike had a perfect West first round.
nice.
Zags, Memphis, New Mexico State, Arkansas, Texas Tech, the Rutgers, or I guess whoever won the Rutgers Notre Dame game. Then
Rutgers.
yeah, well, no,
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
no, Notre Dame won,
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Sorry.
and then Michigan State, Duke.
Oops. I was UConn away from that, but
Did you get Gun? Who's your I guess Sweet 16?
okay. I have Gonzaga, and I had UConn.
Yep.
Thankfully, I have Gonzaga.
I
beating
thought
them,
about it.
So,
I
We
sure
had the
thought
same
about it.
Sweet 16.
and I'm still confident with that I have Gonzaga over Arkansas, and then I have Texas Tech and Duke. Now, on my bracket, I have Texas Tech beating Duke,
Yeah, I do too.
and I think I'm going to stick with that.
I'm gonna stick with it too. I think Duke on paper, of course, has more
Yes.
talent, has more size. That's what worries me the most is going to be the size difference because Texas Tech is little. They play small ball, but if they execute their game and like fluster the young players of Duke,
I was about to say
could-
shout out to Brewer, but like when you looked at Auburn and when you saw their young players get flustered, like Jabari just didn't play very well. I think if Texas Tech can make Duke get flustered like that, then they're just going to look bad. Like Auburn didn't.
and I
look
think
very
it's
good.
possible. I mean, Michigan State was right there with them, and I don't think people really love Michigan State.
Yeah, but it is Izzo.
It is
January,
Izzo,
February Izzo.
and they played well,
that's
and they have size. They were able to body with them, but.
I think it'll be a close game. I actually, watching it, I think Duke's going to pull it out against Texas Tech. I have Texas Tech in
Yeah.
the Final Four, but it's going to come down to who shows up offensively because they're both going to show up defensively.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be Duke.
I think
It's Coach K's last year, man. He's not going out in the Sweet 16.
I think it's very possible.
Gosh, man, I
No
would love
shot.
that. But he also
He's making the Final Four. I'm convinced, or at least going to play Gonzaga, the number 1 overall seed.
And I'll be
Yeah.
happy with either of those matchups.
I was gonna say I have Texas Tech winning, but I would love to see Gonzaga Duke because I feel like they're very
I do too.
similar.
They've
teams
already played.
I wanna see
in
it.
my mind.
Yeah, they
Right.
have already played.
Yeah.
Didn't Gonzaga win? Or
Duke
did Duke?
Gonzaga won.
Gonzaga did?
Or actually, maybe Duke
I
did.
thought that was their first loss. Was Gonzaga's first loss was Duke?
I had just gotten back from Buffalo. What was that game? Let's see here.
That's a game I would love to see though. Is Gonzaga and Duke? So they're,
Yeah.
they're very similar in my mind. Chet and Paolo. there
Duke
you
won
go.
by 3,
Like,
81-84. It was a great
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I remember watching it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did too.
I think Duke is going to pull it out.
All right.
So Gonzaga Duke, who you got?
What?
You
Oh,
got
in
the
that
sa-
game?
Yeah.
I think Gonzaga's going to win it all.
So you're gonna take Gonzaga all the way through.
So
Yeah.
let's get to our Final Four first. But
I'm sticking with
Spoiler
Texas
alert.
Tech. I'm taking Texas Tech into the Final Four.
I did the same for the same reasons. Like I just said, I think Duke and Gonzaga are similar teams.
You think Texas Tech will beat Gonzaga too?
I think they're similar teams. I think Texas Tech's defense just is gonna.
I think Texas Tech bodies the hell out of
I just
Chet.
think everywhere you look on Gonzaga, like there could be a matchup problem. Like whether it's Timmy or Chet or Nemhard or even those role players that Gonzaga has, I think somebody in there is going to pose a huge matchup problem and fluster whatever team they're playing, at least to get them far enough into the championship.
I have Texas Tech, but I actually really want to see Gonzaga versus Duke. And if Gonzaga does win their national championship, I would love to see Scott Drew prove it, or not Scott Drew, sorry, Mark Few prove it against Duke. Like win that game to make it to the Final Four in their championship year. So
Yeah.
all this talk about them, which I kind of agree with, not earning their wins and stuff like that. I think that'd be a great way to earn it. The Final Four, beating Duke.
I'm going to make a weird comparison here, but Gonzaga is almost like the Beatles. It's like they're always number one. They're always got that one seed. It's like, oh, they didn't have any competition at the time or whatever. And then everyone ends up hating them because of that. Because they're good. I'm sorry that they're good. But then you go back and you listen to the Beatles, and then you go back and you watch Gonzaga, and it's like, wow, these guys are awesome. There is a reason why they always get the one seed, why they're always regarded as a top team in the nation.
They're
And it's because they are actually
and why they've
really
never
good at
won a
basketball.
national championship
But-
before.
The only where you draw the line on that comparison is that Gonzaga has nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
Gonzaga's Elton John. I respect him, but you hold them to the actual Beatles, you're like, come on.
I think they have a shot, man, but I think they lose. I think Arizona beats them. I just don't love them. I don't think they're bad. I think they very well could win it. Every team in this tournament at this point very well could. But I don't know, dude.
Let's just get to our Final Fours and we'll do the Final Four.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck, we've already.
I'm taking
spoiled.
Texas Tech.
I got Texas Tech in the Final Four.
All right.
I
Defense.
had UK.
We don't know what Mike.
Okay.
Mike has the Zags beating Texas Tech in his Elite Eight matchup. So moving on, I guess we'll do the East.
Who's the coin bracket guy in the Final
The
Four?
East, man. Who does the coin? I think
Akron.
they had Akron. No, they have Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
They got Gonzaga in
Akron
the
and
Final
Bernard.
Four.
Well, that's what I meant. I thought we were talking about the East. Yeah.
Yeah,
They got Akron coming out of that one.
Yeah.
they got Akron coming out of the East. The coin flip bracket. They were close, dude. They almost beat UCLA. They almost did.
Yeah.
Man, wish they would have.
Go for March.
Anyways, Baylor UNC. I actually had this one. I had UNC winning that game.
Nice.
And then I had UNC matching up with Kentucky, so that didn't happen. We have UNC UCLA, who I also did not have. I didn't have UCLA as well. Indiana really shit the bed. Did not go to the Sweet 16 as I had predicted. They didn't even make it out of the first round. So
In true Big Ten fashion.
in true Big Ten fashion, got absolutely stomped by St. Mary's. It was pathetic. I remember you saying on here on the last episode, it feels like I'm trying to I got to talk myself into picking St. Mary's like they're the underdog. Nope, they were not.
No.
They were not. They beat Indiana by 19. Another team got beat by 19. I'm not going to jump there yet, but I will bring it back up when actually I think it's 18, but we'll get there. UNC, UCLA, and Purdue, St. Peter's.
I didn't even realize UNC is going to play UCLA. That's going to be a great game.
That's a good game.
They put all those like historical teams in this division, dude. You had Kentucky,
St. Peter's?
UCLA, St. Peter's, UCLA, Indiana, UNC. You know what I'm saying?
That's three blue bloods in the region.
For sure.
Yeah.
Purdue, St. Peter's. I think it's pretty obvious with who I'm going to take in that one. I'm going to take Purdue. I'm going to be root.
I think this is the end of the line. I don't think so.
But I'm going to root for it. I'm going to.
That's an X factor. You know, you got that break in between the second
What do they have to
round and the
lose,
Sweet
man?
16.
They're playing on free money.
I know, but like you're rolling in, you just beat Kentucky, like you're feeling good. You're playing Murray State, like now you're
and
sitting
it's Murray
and
State.
practicing.
It's not exactly some insanely.
There's a lot of thinking going on.
Like
now.
Murray State didn't really
Everyone's
pose a
telling-
matchup problem.
They
for
beat them
St.
by
Peter's.
10, though, man.
You look at Purdue compared to Murray State.
They're playing Kentucky
and
basketball.
it's a pretty stark contrast because you have to find someone who's going to guard Edie and Trevion Williams and Jaden Ivey and Mason Gillis. I think Purdue fucking rolls.
That's what I'm saying too. And the Peacocks are sitting there and thinking, man. Everyone's telling them how great they are. Like
no,
before that, you're just
they're
playing
a
the
15.
games.
They're playing on free money. They're slanging.
Playing on
dude.
free money, but you got
They're
time to
whipping
think
Kid
about it.
Cudi dong
What kind of
around.
muscle do
dude.
they-
They are slanging. They're hanging to the floor right now. They are.
They got
playing
baby arms.
The Peacocks, baby. they
St.
are
Peter's.
there to play.
Yep.
I think
St. Peter's.
Purdue's going to roll them.
The Peter Cox. Yeah.
No, I think Purdue just poses way too
I do
much
too.
of a problem.
They got firepower, man. Like
They do.
they also have a guy who's what 7'3", 7'4". Like,
Yeah, Zach Edey, like, what kind of muscle? I didn't notice any muscle on St. Peter's. Like, they got grit. I'll give them that. But muscle to match up with Zach Edey and Trevion Williams, I don't think they have. And Purdue also has some grit to them as well.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're out of this. I guess these remaining teams. I think I like them probably third out of the teams remaining. 3 out of the Sweet 16 that are left.
that's pretty good.
Okay.
I like Purdue a lot.
Yeah.
I think they're a good team, and they're very well rounded. They have
are.
great big men who can. Well, 174, so that's just that is what it is in itself. Jamison Williams has a ton of craft from a big man, like can move well, can score. Trevion Williams, and then Ivy's one of the, he's a pro-ready guard.
Yeah.
He's explosive. He's
Ja Morant.
he's
Shades of
but
Ja
he's
Morant.
muscular, dude. He's big
I
too.
wanna
He's
say
not
he's
string
like-
bean.
He's
Yeah.
a little taller than
I mean, Ja Morant's so athletic, but he might be a little more athletic, and Ja might be a little more like
Finesse.
cerebral. Yeah,
Jaden Ivey's 6'4", so he's a big dude.
but he's also like low neck, like he's big, like he
Yeah.
got shoulders
he's
too.
thick.
I mean, you know what I
he
mean?
has
Like,
got a gas pedal on him.
yeah.
It's fun to watch. I
And
can't wait. I'm
normally
gonna watch
I don't
every
like.
Purdue game
Normally I don't
just
like
watch
when
it.
I watch a game and they're like showing the side box of someone's parents. Like I actually love seeing his mom there. Like
Yeah,
Who's
she's a Notre Dame
Notre
head
Dame
coach.
head coach, and like
the women's
she's
team.
making her own run.
Yep,
and
yeah.
seeing her and the
Sweet
whole
16 as
staff
well.
like clapping. Like that's one of the few times I'm like, yeah, give me that side box. Let me see her
And
reaction.
sometimes it feels like players are super hyped up in college basketball. Like you look at Chet
believe
Holmgren,
it.
and you look at like even O'Shea Agbaji.
Yes.
Those guys are so hyped
When
up
the
as being
analysts
the
start
best.
telling you why they're good. Like
Yeah.
you watch Jaden Ivey, you're like, damn, like he's good.
Yeah, and it's like he gets no love, and it like I want to watch him. I don't want to watch like I've watched Chet.
Yeah.
He's not that.
And honestly,
he's
like-
like the third best player on his team.
He doesn't
beyond the
look good on the
comparison-
court.
no,
dude.
he doesn't.
Beyond the comparison, like Ja was the last player that like I thought that like when you watch him play, you're like, oh, I get it, he's good. I don't need some like in-depth analyst tell me
Yeah.
why he's good.
Yeah.
You know, they try to tell me Chet's gonna be the next KD and like he's skinny and shoots, and it's like you watch Jaden Ivey, you're like, okay, I can
Yes.
see
You
him
can
dunking on
also
somebody.
watch KD's college highlights, and Chet is not even in
No.
the
What they're
same,
trying to say is like he's super tall and has
not
finesse,
even in
has
the
a
same
shot, but like
ballpark, dude.
What
I
he
agree with you.
has,
I'm
what he
just saying.
has is an NBA game. He doesn't have that college grit to him.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's gonna have a successful.
But you can see
NBA
Jaden
career.
Ivey like just just dunking on someone in the NBA like today. Like I could see that.
Yeah, no, I could. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he's pro ready. Out of that, I guess UNC, UCLA. I'm taking UNC.
I'm taking UCLA. I still think guards are more important in March, and I think UCLA has been here before. And
RJ Davis? You don't believe in RJ? He carried them
in
past
Johnny.
Baylor.
I believe in Tiger, bro. I believe in
Tiger is a tournament player.
Yeah. I think he shows up. They showed up last year. I think they'll show up again. My guy Mick Cronin, Connor's favorite coach in the whole world.
Can't believe he wears a 3-piece suit.
Yeah, well, he means business, and he's going to take care of business on the Sweet 16. I had Purdue, UK. Purdue versus Peacocks. Purdue's just, I said this about UK, but they're going to out-talent the Peacocks. And
Yeah.
I like
They're just
Purdue.
gonna muscle him. That's what I think.
That's what I thought about UK.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think Purdue's going to put it down to UCLA. I think they have such a good combination of good guard play and height, on the interior. So I got Purdue in the Final Four.
Nice.
Johnny Juzang was the leading rebounder in their second round game against St. Mary's. You think there's going to
Whole
be
game or
whole game?
who's that freshman they have that's good? But he comes off the bench, I think, now.
I don't know, but Baycott's going to have a feast, I think.
I hate that guy. God, yeah. I hate him.
It'll be a great game. I love every Sweet 16 game.
Yeah, they're going to be fun. Purdue, St. Peter's, I could see getting out of hand. But
Texas Tech.
hey,
and
man,
Duke,
go Peacocks. We'll get
Texas
back to that.
Tech and Duke,
They're
and then
happy to be
UNC UCLA on this side are my two favorite
Yeah.
games. I think the other two games are going to be just pure blowouts. Gonzaga, Arkansas, and Purdue, St. Peter's.
I guess I'm
I
taking
think those
Purdue
are
out of this region. I'm going to take Purdue. I'm gonna
Yep.
do it. So we're going to have a Purdue-Texas Tech matchup.
That's what I have as well. What do you have?
Man, I don't know. That's tough. That's really tough. I mean, Purdue's going to – I don't want to it's not like a mortal – no, it's a mortal lock. Purdue's beating St. Peter's. I don't know. Like,
Can I make changes?
is Baycott
You betting the
gonna-
mortgage on it?
Would I put the mortgage?
You backing the truck
Should
up?
Oh my!
Oh, man.
Oh, that
Beep,
we
beep.
use that.
You
term
backing the
sparingly.
truck up?
That is, that's a blood oath.
That is a blood.
Can I
oath.
make changes? Or do I have to
backing
follow
up the
my
truck is no laughing.
You making the
matter.
unbreakable spell?
You put down the rules. Can I make a
It
change?
depends what the
To
line
what?
is.
To your bracket?
Yeah.
You can't make a change to your bracket. You can make your prediction based
Right
on
now?
what has happened.
Okay, so I want Texas Tech to win for the sake of the bracket, but I think Gonzaga's going to win.
Okay.
So I would have Gonzaga and Purdue.
Gonzaga, Purdue.
And that is a game I would like to see.
I'll take Purdue as well.
I want to see them all. No one's taking Arkansas. Watch out. Moving on to the South
coach.
bracket. And this is my favorite. This
It's
is
the wild South.
Arizona won me with that TCU game. I thought they were pretty well rounded, honestly. You didn't hear much about them. People were talking. They hadn't played anybody.
Shout out TCU,
Still-
man. I loved watching that team play. Super athletic.
TCU
They had
played very,
Drewski on the team, man.
Man, they played.
what was it?
so,
Big Eddie.
They played so hard, man.
It was great.
That was such a great game.
I had TCU winning. And you know what? It was
It's
a foul at
close.
the end. It was a foul
Yeah,
to go into overtime.
the rest.
It was a foul.
It's about them. Don't forget. You know who's guaranteed
Well,
to be
they
in the
love to
championship?
make it about them, and then they don't make the actual foul call.
You know who's guaranteed to be
But-
in the championship? The Stripes. They're gonna be there.
They're going to be there.
They'll be there.
They're gonna win.
They're going to
every
be
game.
there, and they are going to be
And
square.
they're not gonna lose. Yeah.
No, I had TCU winning. I'm not upset about Arizona winning. I think it was like January or so. I texted in our group message and I was like, our team this year, if all of our teams are out, Arizona's our team. And I do like all of those guys. Kurt Kriisa,
Mathurin is a monster. We're talking about pro-ready players.
Benedict.
That just looks
Oh,
at
man.
And they're
Ben-
just a pure like international
And then
team. They only
Koloko,
have-
You sent a text about him, and I looked it up, and like he's actually trending up on draft boards. And you're like, he looks like an NBA player out there. Like,
He is ridiculously
Yeah.
athletic. He's a 6'6" guard. Shot 3 for 11 from 3, so got to clean that up.
but
That's all right.
scored.
he had one of the most important threes of the game.
Yeah.
Yep, he did. Late in the game, tied it up. 30 points. Koloko went 28 and 12. That
Yeah.
is a dynamic
That was
duo.
my
I think
favorite
they
game
have
so
the
far.
best duo of players of any team in the tournament, dude.
Yeah.
Those two guys are really damn good.
They are. No, they are. And I really like them. They only have, I think, 3 guys who actually touch the floor who are from America.
really?
Yes. They have guys from Lithuania. They have guys from Africa. They have guys from Slovenia, I think. They're all over the place.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like everywhere.
It's a very unique recruiting style.
It is. And so that's the thing is Tommy Lloyd, their head coach, came from Gonzaga and kind of he played for Arizona, came from Gonzaga, was an assistant coach there for so long, kind of copied that style of getting international guys, getting people from every walk of life. I like that,
man, because coaches here are competing their butts off to get recruits, and now the transfer portal, and he's just like, I mean, look at the NBA, man. Their heinies off, man.
Their heinies.
But look at the NBA. The international game is catching up.
It is now, and that's what Arizona is built off. They're an international team. It's like they're the world team. They're the world college basketball team, and then they're playing against all these all-American teams, and it is cool to see.
Kriso went 1 for 10 from the field.
Not a good game.
1 for 10 from 3. He only shot threes, only made 1. So
I'm
not
looking
good.
At the roster. I want to see all the different countries.
Oh, they're great, man. Very fun to watch. They got some freak athletes on that team that just are mismatches against college basketball players. TCU played a great game. That was one of my favorite games too. The two games that are most memorable, that game, TCU, Arizona, and UNC, Baylor. Those are 2 very fun games to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, moving down to I guess Houston, Illinois. We talked about that one. Sorry, Connor.
Yeah, that's all right.
Houston looks really good. So that Houston-Arizona matchup, that's one of my
such a weird matchup.
I think other than Duke and Texas, I might be more interested in that game than Duke and Texas Tech. Houston just looked really good, and to think that they're missing 2 of their best players.
It's scary, yeah.
That team would have been...
And it's their 2 scorers, too.
Yeah.
And they still find a way to score.
Which is hard to find.
No doubt. It is.
I did have Arizona winning through. I had Illinois beating UAB. So Houston did not lose in the first round of UAB. Bad pick from your boy here.
Classic.
Wrong 12-5.
That was not it for me. Illinois barely made it against Chattanooga, so honestly I remember saying I didn't love Illinois just from a scoring standpoint, and they scored 54 and 53.
They peaked early.
That's not going to
honestly,
do it.
they did what not as bad as UK, or no, it was a little bit worse than UK, honestly. We peaked really early. Our shooting just peaked in February. We beat Iowa, and then I don't think we've won a game except for Chattanooga.
Yeah. Just were trending down. Just
peaked at the wrong time, and shooting just never really came back. It sucks because Trent was one of my favorite players on the team. He was a program guy. He's been there for 5 years. Started the most games of any Illinois player ever because it was 5 years, but did not show up.
Does he have a COVID year? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, it was a COVID year.
Sad way to go out.
He was one of those guys who came in when we sucked, was there when we were really bad, and he was the only bright spot.
He deserved it.
And has been all the way through the highs and lows, and he just didn't show up. He sucked this whole tournament. And it's sad to see.
There are a lot of similarities between Illinois and UK.
Yeah, there are, and they have those 2 dynamic centers.
The bigs, the
Kofi
bigs
and
are just weirdly similar. They're a little short, but they just work their butt off.
They do.
Their butt
huge. They're huge, and their entire teams were centered around them, and everybody out. And Kofi played fine. He didn't have his best game ever against Houston, but he showed up. He was there, and he was causing a ruckus for Houston. But nobody else could shoot, and only our freshmen showed up.
Really.
We had both of our freshmen. They shot better than everybody else on the team, and it sucks to say, but this one was on Trent and Alfonso, but we're trending in the right direction.
Mike had Illinois beating Houston and then Arizona, so
he had them in the Elite Eight.
Yep, wow. He had Illinois in the Elite Eight. He also had Tennessee in the Elite Eight, who is not, nor are they in the Sweet 16. Fun one to watch there. Very glad to see the Volunteers lose.
Mike kind of sucks at this.
Well, he's doing better than me.
Mike's actually really good at first round games, and then he just second round games.
Yeah. So Michigan, Villanova. Villanova had, I guess Ohio State gave them a bit of a battle, but they haven't sweat too much, I don't think, yet. And they're going into a Michigan team who, they're a Cinderella of this thing, no doubt. There's only a few of them left, I would say, and we haven't even gotten to them yet, so we'll cover them when we get there. But they're one of them.
One of those teams, they really know their coach will fight for them.
Really will, bring his hands ready. He's got his hands ready.
The coach will fight for them.
No doubt.
But they
can play. They're gritty.
One of those teams. Like
don't
this
want to
time
play
of
them.
year, you talk about free money. Like Michigan's a team that's like big enough stage to not get terrified when they after this couple-day break.
Mm-hmm. It definitely doesn't
they're
feel
playing
like
free though.
Yeah.
And that was like hate to bring it back to Kentucky, but like we were not playing free. We were playing up tight. Like I think Michigan, nothing to lose. They could be scary. I do have Villanova beating them though, and I have them playing Arizona. And Villanova winning.
Ooh. I'm gonna take.
Villanova is 5-point favorites in this game.
I feel like I shouldn't just go chalk, man, but
The games are on Thursday. I didn't even realize that.
yeah, they're coming up. Villanova. I'm gonna take Villanova as well, and I'm gonna take Arizona. I just can't bring myself to take Michigan.
Arizona. What do you think the spread
Arizona,
is on that
Villanova.
game? What would you guys say is the spread there? Like what would Arizona be favored by?
I think Austin's really feeling Arizona, man. You saw something in them. You were excited.
I did. I'm gonna go 3.5.
Lighter.
Yeah, 3.5 sounds right.
On ESPN, it's 1.5.
Wait, hold on.
1.5. Okay.
What?
Between who? Arizona and who?
Arizona and Houston.
Oh.
It's a 1.5 point spread.
I thought we were talking about Villanova. I thought we were predicting. Wow, that's kind of shocking.
Okay, well, what do you think the Michigan Villanova spread is on ESPN?
Didn't you just say 5?
Yeah, it's 5.
I was gonna say it's got to be pretty big.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm taking Arizona over Villanova.
I'm a bettor, and I am always of the philosophy of money lines. I know that that's like stupid and not efficient, but I will take that spread every day of the week.
Which one?
Arizona.
1.5?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, Houston
I
locked
like Houston.
down
I like
on
Houston,
defense.
man. I like Houston, but come on.
And I mean Arizona. Granted, there's no Big Eddie on.
Here's
on
one of the reasons
Houston.
why I hate betting spreads is in basketball. Like 1 point, like if you're up 1 with 2 seconds left, you're getting fouled.
So
and
here's
shit
my
free throws.
philosophy on Villanova. If you're a bettor, if they're under 6-point favorites and you think they're gonna win, take their spread because they are the best free throw shooting team
Right.
I've ever
That's
seen.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
and
saying.
like they just covered against what was their last game? What was it?
Ohio State.
Ohio State. That's right. Ohio State made it like a 1-point game.
Yeah.
And then they got into the fouling thing. They ended up winning by like 10.
That's not
because every time you foul
Austin's
them,
got the
they're
computer
gonna
in
make
front of
both
him,
shots.
But like it just feels like you don't really win by 1, especially
If
when you're
Villanova's
up at the end of the
if
game.
Villanova is beating you at the end of the game, I think if they're beating you within 2 minutes, they already won.
Yeah.
Just because I mean they shoot like 86%
Yeah.
from
That's
the
what I
free
mean.
throw line. They're not missing those.
That's what I mean.
That's tough to beat.
They're a seasoned team. Jermaine Samuels and
So
and
who are you
Gillespie.
taking? Are you taking Houston and
I have
Villanova?
Nova winning it all.
Yeah, but who are you taking out of these? Are you taking Houston, Villanova? Are you taking Arizona, Houston over Houston?
Yeah, no, I'm taking Arizona over Houston.
Okay. So a 1-2 there.
Actually,
Yeah.
shit. Maybe I am taking Houston.
Talk
Because
yourself
I mean
into
a
it.
week to prepare for your matchups as a defensive team, you have the advantage. Just like Villanova has the advantage over Michigan, a defensive team when you know how you're going to lock someone down and fluster them, get them to take terrible shots, which ends up affecting their defense. I think both defensive teams win.
Air's coming off a gritty win though, man. Like they've shown that
Those
they
high
handle it,
emotion wins, you end up losing those next games.
but not after a break.
Hey man,
It's not like they're playing 2 days
Virginia
later.
made it work.
It's not like you're playing 2 days later. Like
Virginia was a defensive team.
They were?
I would argue that Arizona is more confident than they've been before. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I would.
Let's go to the Midwest, boys.
Okay, well, who'd y'all have make it to the
I'm
Final
taking
Four?
Villanova, Houston, and then
I'm taking
Villanova
Arizona.
winning and going to the Final Four.
I have Villanova in the Final Four,
Yeah.
All right.
but I would not be surprised to see Arizona.
I wouldn't think so. Kansas, tested by Creighton, but they slipped through into the Sweet 16, even though I don't love them. And that's why I'm actually going to take Providence, who initially I had losing to South Dakota State.
So did I.
But just beat South Dakota State, who was, that's not a fun team. You don't want to play them in the tournament. They could shoot well, didn't shoot well, and played some good defense. But Providence moved on there, ran Richmond out, who just beat Iowa, and absolutely shattered my Midwest because I had them coming out as the Final Four team.
Yep.
So fade the Big Ten.
Fade the Big Ten, man.
There they go. Iowa loses to Richmond. Richmond gets beat by 17 by Providence. I think they're rolling hot. I think Providence takes Kansas. Don't honestly know anything about their team, but I'm just going to go with it
They've
because
looked
I don't
good.
like Kansas.
I think the best thing Ed Cooley did for Providence was convince his team that they were complete underdogs, that everyone counted them out, which they did.
People did. I had
But
to lose.
He
Everyone
convinced them
loved
that they're a
13.
Cinderella story.
Yeah.
They're a 4 seed who became like a 12 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's great coaching by Cooley, honestly. I think Kansas is going to beat them, though.
All right.
I have Kansas coming out of this bracket, and I think that still holds. Iowa State Miami is going to be an awesome game. Such a weird matchup.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. I'm taking Iowa State, man. And I'm going to take Iowa State to beat Providence. I think Iowa State's going to the Final Four.
Wow.
After
man.
beating
They were a
Wisconsin.
top 10 team this year at one point.
After beating Wisconsin, they can play ball. Miami, I mean, no team's easy at this point. It's a 10 seed, so
Yeah.
I guess it looks not as scary on paper, but they still have to win the game. I think they do. Way to go, Miami. Knocked out Auburn in the second round, 2-10. It's not as bad as the Cats, but as I was saying earlier, another team that lost by 18. I think it was 19 earlier, but this was the 18-point game that I was referring to.
Okay. I was waiting for it.
Sit down, Auburn. Go to bed.
That was
down.
They lost by 18.
They lost by 18.
I didn't even know that.
to Miami.
Are you gonna screenshot Brewer's comment on your Instagram about how none of us had Auburn going far enough?
Yeah, I did say I can't do
that
that
was
because
hilarious.
I replied, I said, might not make it out of the first round. And then Kentucky lost. So we didn't make it out of the first round, and then they lost in the second round.
They
so
beat
I
the
feel
frauds, Jacksonville State. They should not have been there.
that's a good point. It's very.
It should have been
very valid.
Bellarmine, and
Should
they
have
wouldn't
been
have gotten past Bellarmine.
That should have been
convinced
Bellarmine.
at this point.
I was messed up. Bellarmine played Jacksonville in the I guess A10, was that it? The A10 championship.
Something like that.
Jacksonville State is also in there. They were just the season champions,
Right.
regular season champions.
They weren't even. I don't even think
They
were
weren't in the championship.
They weren't even in the championship.
They weren't. Yeah, that's what
Exactly.
I mean.
If they were
played
just the
Jacksonville, not
regular
Jackson-
season champs, that's it.
Yep.
Which I'm surprised it wasn't Bellarmine.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Iowa State. Let's have some fun.
Oof.
Beating Providence
Okay, I
in the
mean-
Elite Eight. That leaves me with the Final Four.
It's
I'll let
so
you go
wide open.
before we get there. Yeah.
So wide open.
Yeah. This is I think this is the weirdest bracket.
Yeah.
This one is
It's
like,
the one I did the absolute worst of.
Yeah,
I
mine
did
was
absolutely terrible.
hideous.
I think this is my second best one. No,
I had one team correct in the Sweet 16. It was
I only
I
had
had-
two wrong.
and
I
had,
had I had one in the Sweet 16 or going to the Sweet 16 correct, and I had 3 right out of the first round in that bracket. So
Yeah.
very bad on my part there.
nice.
So who do you have coming out of it then, Lighter?
Oh man, I gotta start from scratch because
I'll check what
Kansas
Mikey
is
did.
the only team. In,
Mikey had Wisconsin and Iowa, so fade the Big Ten.
That's who I had.
still have Kansas coming out of
That's
here.
who I had. Kansas was my only team in the Sweet 16. I got correct. I had Kansas, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Auburn, and I had Kansas losing to Iowa. I think Kansas makes it out at this point.
Yeah.
I think Miami beats Iowa State. As much as I
Yep.
hate that, I want Kansas to lose immediately because I don't
Yeah.
know if you're aware of this, but they are. I believe they're tied with Kentucky for most wins all
Yeah,
time.
I think they're
so.
tied.
If they win, they will pass Kentucky for most wins all time, coming off 2 I mean, we had a good regular season, awful total season last year, and let them catch up in total wins. But yeah, I think
We'll be
Kansas
back, baby.
We'll be back, and we'll pass them. But I think Kansas makes it out of this region.
All right.
It's ugly though.
So Final Fours, we're going to run through these. I have Texas Tech coming out of it. That's still alive. In the East, I have Purdue. Out of the South, I have Arizona. And then out of the Midwest, I have Iowa State. I'm taking Arizona. I'm taking... Damn, man. I might take Purdue. I'm taking Purdue. Purdue, Arizona, a matchup in the championship, and I'm going to take Arizona.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I have Texas Tech written down in the Final Four, but I think Gonzaga's gonna make it out of the West. So I have Gonzaga playing Purdue, and I think that Gonzaga wins that game. I want Purdue to win, but I think Gonzaga wins that game. And then I have Villanova and Kansas, and I think Villanova wins that game. And honestly, I'd like to see either one of these teams win.
This is a rematch game, isn't it?
From when?
Villanova, Kansas, or Villanova, Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
Wouldn't that be a rematch?
I think that was a championship game
I
at one
think
point.
it was, unless it was UNC Gonzaga.
Keep talking.
It
I'll
was
check.
UNC.
I'll be young
UNC,
Jamie.
I think.
It was UNC Gonzaga, and then it was Baylor Gonzaga.
I think it was UNC Villanova. No.
That was one of them.
Well,
That was one of
Yeah,
them.
that was one of them.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Villanova versus Gonzaga. Have they matched up in a big game yet? I don't know if they have.
Maybe they didn't. I don't know.
I don't think they have, actually.
Anyway, I'll take Villanova over.
I have the exact same
Gonzaga.
thing. I have Villanova, Kansas. I have down Texas Tech. I switched it up. I think Gonzaga's going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I also think Purdue comes out of the East. And then Villanova beating Gonzaga in the championship.
I think that'll be a great championship game. Great Final Four all around.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, who knows? Honestly, it could be UNC
This is
making the final.
This is a good Sweet 16.
Good, man.
It is a good.
It's a
Sweet.
very
Everyone
exciting
has
A lot of
chance
good
at this
games. I think the games on Thursday are going to be better than the games on Friday.
Okay, so real quick, who do you like? Who would you like to see win then? Not who do you think's going to win? Like who would you like to see get there first?
That's the
Get the
thing.
win.
I have 3 teams that I would like to see win.
Okay.
I would like to see Gonzaga win because they get so much unwarranted hate.
Okay.
They
that's
deserve it.
They're the
At some
Beatles,
point.
you know. They're good.
Elton
Just
John.
admit it. They're good. It's
They're
okay
Elton
if they're
John,
the
They're
normal
Elton John.
good.
Yeah.
I would be okay with with the Gonzaga winning. Villanova. I really like Jay Wright. I just like the way Villanova plays.
Yeah.
I like Jermaine Samuels. I like Gillespie and Slater, and then Purdue.
I think
I like
the
Jaden Evans.
I think
I
the
do a lot.
easiest way to do it for me is to say who I don't want to see win.
Kansas.
I don't want to see Kansas win.
Kansas isn't gonna win. Like I don't see a world where they're frauds. Man.
I
They're
don't want to
really
see
not
I
that
don't want
good.
to see Arkansas or Gonzaga win. I don't want to see Duke win. UNC, UCLA, neither of them need to win another one, so they can just
not
fuck
for
off.
Kentucky's sake, yeah.
And
So-
Arizona. I like Arizona. That's
I
another
like
one.
Arizona.
I like Arizona's
I would
team
not
a lot.
mind seeing them.
I've liked them all season. They're the world team.
Yeah.
I was reading their roster earlier. They have guys from Estonia. They have guys from everywhere you could think of. Let me look at this. Hold on.
All over the place.
All
They-
over the place,
They
man.
have
Around
a guy
the world,
from
around the
Mali.
globe.
Where's Mali?
Africa.
I don't know.
I was gonna say Africa.
Koloko's from Cameroon. Kirk Risa, Estonia. Benedict Mathern. He's not even from here. He's from Montreal.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Canadian, man.
Canada.
The one guy I will say, Dalen Terry, he's from Phoenix. He was number 4. He's the guy who fouled at the end and then did the dunk. But it
Hey, but
wasn't
that's
the
a cool
dunk.
city.
It is a cool city.
I've never
The
been.
Tbilis guys, they used to play. I don't know if they play as much anymore. They're both from Lithuania. So we've got France, Mali, Cameroon, Estonia, Canada, and Lithuania. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the
I like
all-world
that.
team. And those are the guys that touch the floor for.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
like that unique recruiting style.
That's really cool to me, and they're a fun team to watch too.
Yeah,
they have a
I
lot of
agree.
different types of players,
I
so
agree.
I wouldn't mind if Arizona won either.
So let's do it.
So I got 4 teams I like.
Let's do it, boys.
Yep.
We got Thursday the games. We got a Wednesday in between of, I don't know what's going to be going on Wednesday. We're going to be getting over the hump. So on to Thursday, we'll have the first day of games. I actually don't know where these Elite Eight games are. Walker's saying his goodbye a little early. He's lapping his water again. Who you got, Walker? I don't know. Anyways. Anyways,
if he's listening.
yeah, I'm excited for it as much as I can be, considering the Cats are no longer in it. Well, the Kentucky Wildcats. We still have Villanova and Arizona, both representing the mascot well. But other than that, I think we sign off. We did another long one, not as long as last time, but we're getting there. We're at an hour and 6 minutes. Had another little middle mishap there with the outro going early, but hey, it's all fun. I'm glad you all could be here. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna let my co-host tonight say goodbye.
Thanks for having us, man. Looking forward to these games.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, great games ahead of us. We'll check back soon.
Well, thanks.
Go
for,
see X at Baxter Avenue.
Yeah,
Go see X at Baxter Avenue, and invite your boys.
Yeah,
We
go
could watch
see with the team.
yeah.
Go watch with us.
There's
Don't
only
go-
a few awkward moments.
Don't take your parents or especially not your grandparents.
Do not see it with anyone in your family.
Not a first date movie.
Not
as
a
well.
first date movie either, unless you're into some.
Depends. Yeah.
It depends.
That might be a first
Just watch
date
the
movie.
first half of the movie and leave before it gets a
First half, man.
little nasty.
30 minutes in.
It's a
But
popcorn
anyways.
and Coke movie.
Yeah.
It's a popcorn and kook movie. I didn't even get to see the cool, I guess, preview with the Coke glass.
They
the
don't do that at
ASMR.
Baxter
Yeah,
Avenue.
they don't do that
That's
there.
not a thing there.
Well,
Nope.
I think that is like an AMC commercial. But anyways, we're gonna get out of here. There's some NIT on. Who the hell watches that? Not me. Anyways, thank you all for listening once again. This was the Purple Podcast, episode number 16. Let's enjoy these games. Let's have some fun with them. Tell me your picks if you wanna, or don't if you don't wanna. And also, if you're listening and liking this, share it. And if you're not liking it, share it, because that'd be a pretty nice thing to do as well. I could use all the support, and all of you out there who do support, thank you very much.
Stay groovy.
I love you all. You're beautiful people. Purple Podcast, episode 16. Peace.